Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Kevin and Ian from the Land and New Homes Network. Thanks for joining me today, chaps.
Thank you.
I want to talk about these missing 32,500 listings that have gone missing. Talk to me.
What do you mean gone missing?
Well, you've just told me that at this moment in time, there are 32,500, give or take a few, new homes listings which are on the market and not sold. When you're considering there's just under 300,000 houses, second-hand ones for sale, that means most estate agents could improve their listings by 10% if they actually went for some of these.
Yep. Okay. So let's break the numbers back. So that is the listings that are both house builders and agents are showing on the portals as far as available stock is concerned.
I'm amazed that it's that number, that there's
high
nearly
or low?
that it's that high, that 11 or 12% of listings are new homes.
Okay. Well, in simple terms, when we strip back who are listing those properties, obviously you've got volume house builders who are directly listing new homes themselves. So the Bellway, the Barretts, Crest Nicholsons, etc. Their makeup of listings are within that. So they will tend to show on the portals the available units that they've got for sale. They might not put every single Richmond house type on, but they might put one, two. Those numbers.
So there could be even more.
There would be more. Yeah, there would be more because of the phasing and the way these sites come through. The big piece there, Chris, is that if you strip those numbers back, whilst there will be some relatively quick churn from the new homes that get listed both by agents and through developers directly, there's also another great big chunk in there of stock that's either been launched to the market either too soon, maybe they were looking at off-plan sales. So we can see the date of the listings, we can see the reductions, we can see the broad change in activity over the period of time. But the key is there is a lot of new home stock there.
I'm surprised because let's be honest, listings that are all-time low, why aren't agents dipping in the pool of these?
I think the perception sometimes is that they're already being taken care of, that they're all being sold directly.
Okay.
It's been attributed to
can agents go up to Barrett's site and say, do you want me to try and sell these for you?
Yeah, so what you'll find, so we're, if we can time lapse where we are today, we're sitting here just coming into the autumn market. And a volume house builder who might have said no to working with an agent in, let's say, the summer, may now be taking a very different view. Simple reason, year end.
Do I go to the site office and speak with the site man or lady, or do I go to their boss?
I think, there's a couple of angles on that, Chris. So short answer is an agent should be visiting the new home sites in their marketplace anyway. The vast majority of agents, though, don't.
Is that the classic take up the packet of Kit Kats, box of donuts?
I think it's that, but I think it's also, the big value piece that agents can give a house builder at the moment is market sentiment. And so with all this talk, the market's on fire and this, that, and the other, developers are nervous creatures at the best of times when it comes to sales director having to sign off on the values or whatever. So any value content stuff that an agent can give on market pulse, sentiment is a huge value.
And again, am I talking to
straight into the new home site rep on site, but also having a comms plan that's hitting the sales director, sales manager, MD.
Okay, so because let's be honest, Barbara, she used to sell, be an estate agent. She does it a couple of days a week for a bit of pin money. I'm making assumptions and sweeping statements here, but she's not the lady, or he's not the decision maker. Do you try and say who's your boss?
But they will be an influencer.
Yeah.
They will be an influencer. So if you're going up there and you're adding value, she might be having a really tough time of it. She might be not seeing a single visitor all week. So the fact that you as an agent actually bother to show some interest and have gone to learn the product, and maybe you've shown or shared some anecdotal sort of things that happen in the market. Are we
talking about building relationships with human beings here?
Yeah. Basic stuff, Chris. Basic stuff.
But I was doing this 30 years ago.
Yeah. Not a lot's changed.
No, and I think also if you put yourself in Betty on site's position, the ability then when she may be getting some pressure from above to say, well, why haven't you sold? Well, although it doesn't necessarily make the problem go away, with the ability then she can actually then record some anecdotal, well, actually I've had Chris in from the local estate agent, they're experiencing this and this, or they've got those challenges or these opportunities, It then just starts to add, you can actually be a really good support to them, but it's having the, if you're just going to rock in there and say, hi, I'm Chris from Estate Agents, by the way, I know you've got some houses and sell, I want them please, then you can pretty much expect a short shrift, as you can.
But if you can go in and support the site man or lady, build a relationship, take some
put yourself
where
in
you
their
think you
shoes.
can think where you think you
Yeah.
can add value. So we've got one. It was a developer that had told us or told our agent not long ago, look, we're not using an agent. We're riding it out as it is. We ask some pertinent questions. They're getting 6 visitors a week through the door, and they're open 7 days a week. 6 visitors a week on average. That's pathetic. And the piece was their assessment of what the market was doing was just the norm. It was just not happening. When we then started to, and we visualized the key numbers that this agent had number of viewings, number of market appraisal they'd done, and the other sort of market-wide sentiment, the developers thought, bloody hell, like what's going on here? We agree a deal on the first 6 units on the site, because these were for half-year and year-end plots. Fee potential was about 80 grand still on those 6 because they were quite high value units. Within a week of instruction, we were getting those visitor numbers up to over 20 visitors a week. Well, depending on what your sales to view or viewing to sales ratio is, you've just made a massive impact. If you're just churning along doing 6 visitors a week, you're not going to happen.
So it's good old traditional estate agency, building relationships up with people, giving value, and then talking to people.
And where you can put their product that they're not already doing directly.
Yeah, because it's not a case of whacking it on Rightmove.
No, there's no. Yeah, absolutely. If we're going to go, by the way, good news, Chris, we can get your houses on Rightmove. Well, we kind of already got that. Whereas if we encourage agents to start to look at the number of people that they will be coming into contact with across a week, a fortnight, a month, a quarter.
So getting the negs up to the site, getting them. So when someone asks for a 4-bed detached house, how have you considered get them?
Well, they should be doing that in any case, because even if you are a buyer of mine and you say, well, I'm looking at that, I would want to still be able to benchmark against, well, hold on a minute, have you seen this on my second hand? Do you understand why those prices might be more or less than somewhere else? So I would, as an agent, I would want to know what's going on in my marketplace, new or second hand, in any case.
The big piece around that, Chris, is agents shouldn't assume that just because the developer's got site staff on site that they won't use an agent. Very often, if you go and ask, you'd be quite surprised. And also, really interesting, is the amount of local vendors that start their property search by going and looking at a new home before they've even had an agent out to value their house.
And of course,
it's a massive source of leads for house to sell valuations in the local market.
Boys and girls, good old-fashioned estate agency, okay? Go back 30 years and learn from those old buggers with the grey hair and build relationships. Because they do say it's a people business, don't they?
It's absolutely
100%, yeah.
Thank you for your time today, chaps. You've been absolutely exceptional. Check these guys out. Get any questions with regard to Land and New Homes. Ian and Kevin are your people at the Land and New Homes Network. Check them out. Google them. They're absolutely amazing. Not been paid to do this video. It's just that anything to do with Land and New Homes, I automatically put it to these guys. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.